Did you know that supply chain experts are predicting major disruptions starting this fall, with some grocery items already showing 40% stock reductions across major retailers? But here's the thing. While everyone's rushing to expensive stores panic buying, smart shoppers are quietly building their emergency stockpiles at Aldi for literally half the price. Today, I'm revealing the 12 specific items you need to grab at Aldi right now in September before the masses catch on. Trust me, number 8 isn't just surprising. It could save your family during the next supply chain crisis, and you can get it for under $3. Listen up, this isn't your typical prepper video. According to recent supply chain reports, we're facing what experts are calling a perfect storm. Rising transportation costs, unpredictable weather patterns affecting harvests, and those ongoing global supply issues we've been dealing with since 2020. But here's the good news. You don't need to spend hundreds at Whole Foods or Costco. What you need is a smart Aldi strategy. I've spent the last 2 weeks analyzing Aldi's September inventory, talking to store managers, and researching food preservation methods to bring you this list. Before we dive in, remember this golden rule. We're not panic buying, we're smart shopping. Think of it as your insurance policy against inflation and shortages. Now let me show you exactly what to buy, how much to get, and why these specific items made my list. Stick around until the end. I'll share a genius Aldi shopping hack that most people completely overlook. Item 1. Simply Nature Organic Rice. First up, let's talk about rice. Honestly, this one almost had me speechless. Simply Nature Organic Rice. Right now, thanks to India's big move to ease export restrictions, global rice prices are, tanking. We're talking Thai white rice dropping from nearly $669 a metric ton in early 2024 to just about $405 by spring 2025. That's more than a 35% free fall, and suddenly, rice isn't just rice anymore, it's a survival smart buy. But here's the punch. Aldi's offering their organic bag of Simply Nature for just $1.89. Wild, right? Compare that to Whole Foods, $4.99. Same rice, $3 saved. Imagine that, you're stocking up, and you just paid more than double for the same thing. Now, let's zoom in on the survival side. That bag lasts, or get this, up to 30 years if stored right, and you're getting 16 hearty servings in every bag. Multiply that by 10 pounds per person, and you're basically building a fortress of rice that laughs at time. The math is simple. Long shelf life, plus massive servings and pure peace of mind. Here's a little hack I picked up, and it's a game changer. Skip the flimsy plastic Ziplocs. Transfer the rice into airtight containers and toss in a couple bay leaves. Keeps the bugs out, keeps the humidity out, keeps the rice tasting just right. It's like giving your rice a cozy, safe home. Let me tell you a quick local neighbor story. So relatable. One of my friends, Sarah, don't be like Sarah, seriously, waited too long. She lost out when that mega rice price dip hadn't hit her area yet. By the time she saw other pantries filling up, her Aldi was like, sorry, sold out. Total facepalm. You don't want that panicked moment. Be the one who's already ready. So, what do? Grab at least 10 pounds per person, right now, before others catch on and it's gone. Because when the unexpected hits, that bag of Simply Nature Organic Rice, it might just be your best friend. Item 2. Livewell Peanut Butter. Moving on to item number 2, which pairs perfectly with our first pick, Aldi's Livewell Peanut Butter. And trust me, this isn't just about making PB&J sandwiches during emergencies. Here's something that might shock you. Peanut butter prices are predicted to jump 35% by early 2025 due to drought conditions affecting peanut crops in Georgia and Alabama. But Aldi's current price? Just $2.49 for a 40-ounce jar. That's literally half what you'd pay at Target right now. But here's the real secret about peanut butter that emergency preparedness experts won't tell you. It's basically survival food disguised as a comfort snack. 1 tablespoon packs 190 calories and 8 grams of protein. That's serious nutrition density when fresh food isn't available. Now, here's a storage hack that changed my emergency prep game. Keep one jar open for regular use, but store your backup jars upside down. This prevents oil separation and keeps them fresh for up to 2 years. I learned this from a prepper with 20 years of experience, and it's a total game changer. Quick reality check. During the last supply chain crisis in 2020, peanut butter was one of the first items to disappear from shelves. Don't wait until everyone else figures this out. Grab at least 4 jars per household member. Item 3. Earth-grown plant-based protein options. Now let's talk about something most emergency preppers completely overlook. Aldi's earth-grown plant-based proteins. Before you scroll past this, hear me out because this could be the smartest investment on your entire shopping list. Recent agricultural reports are showing that traditional meat prices are expected to skyrocket 25% by winter due to feed cost increases and labor shortages. But here's where it gets interesting. Plant-based alternatives are actually getting cheaper as production scales up. Aldi's Earth-Grown line includes everything from plant-based ground meat to chicken-style nuggets, all for under $4 per package. That's already 40% cheaper than Beyond Meat at regular grocery stores, and these products last 6 to 8 months in the freezer. But here's the real kicker. I recently did a taste test with my meat-loving husband using earth-grown ground beef in tacos. He literally couldn't tell the difference. The protein content is nearly identical to real meat, but the shelf life is twice as long. Here's a supply chain secret that most people don't know. When meat shortages hit, the plant-based alternatives disappear next. During the 2020 meat processing shutdowns, these products became gold. Stock up now while they're readily available and Aldi priced. Pro tip, buy 10 to 12 packages and date them with a marker. Rotate them every few months so nothing goes to waste. This isn't just emergency food, it's everyday savings. Item 4. Pasta Zero. Shirataki noodles. Item number 4 is going to blow your mind, especially if you're watching carbs or dealing with dietary restrictions. Aldi's Pasta Zero Shirataki noodles. Here's something wild. Wheat prices have surged 23% due to climate challenges in major producing regions, making traditional pasta more expensive. But these Shirataki noodles? They're made from konjac root and cost just $1.89 per package at Aldi. But wait, there's more to this story. These noodles are shelf-stable for up to 2 years, require zero cooking during power outages, and pack virtually no calories while filling you up. Emergency nutrition experts are calling them crisis food gold because they satisfy hunger without depleting your calorie-dense emergency supplies. Here's a mind-blowing fact I discovered last week. Hospitals in Japan have been using these noodles for decades to help patients feel full during food restrictions. The fiber content is incredible, and they absorb whatever flavors you add. Storage tip that nobody talks about. Keep these at room temperature in your pantry. Unlike regular pasta, they don't need airtight containers and won't attract pests. Just grab a case of 12 and forget about them until you need them. During my research, I found that these noodles were completely sold out at 3 different Targets during the last shortage. Aldi still had full stock. That's the Aldi advantage right there. Item 5. Simply Nature Organic Canned Beans. Let's dive into Item 5. Simply Nature Organic Canned Beans. Now, before you think boring, listen to this shocking trend that's happening right now. Premium organic beans have seen a 40% price spike since November 2024, but Aldi's prices haven't budged. We're talking 69 cents per can when the same organic beans at Whole Foods are hitting $1.89. That's nearly triple the price for identical products. But here's the real story behind beans that most people miss. These little powerhouses have a 25-30-year shelf life when stored properly, and they pack more protein than 3 eggs per can. Scientists at the National Center for Food Storage recently tested 30-year-old beans, and they were still perfectly good to eat. Here's what you need to grab. Black beans for highest antioxidants, chickpeas for versatility, and pinto beans for family meals. But here's the money-saving hack that most people miss. Buy them from Aldi's regular shelf, not those fancy end cap displays. Same exact product, lower price. Quick storage tip that could save your stockpile. Store them in a cool, dry place away from your water heater. Heat and humidity are their only enemies. I keep mine in a basement storage room where temperatures stay around 65 degrees. And here's a trending alert. With plant-based diets exploding and meat prices climbing, beans aren't just survival food anymore. They're becoming kitchen staples. Major retailers are predicting 50% price increases by mid-2025. Item 6. Nature's Nectar. 100% apple juice. Now let's talk about something that might surprise you. Nature's Nectar 100% apple juice. And no, this isn't just about having something sweet during emergencies. Here's a fascinating fact that emergency preparedness experts discovered. Apple juice provides quick energy and essential electrolytes that your body needs during stressful situations. Plus, it's shelf-stable for up to 2 years unopened, making it perfect for long-term storage. But here's where it gets really interesting. Aldi's apple juice costs $1.99 for a 64-ounce bottle, while the same amount at Kroger runs $3.49. That's serious savings when you're building a 3 to 6 month emergency supply. Now, here's a storage secret I learned from a nutrition expert. Apple juice can actually serve double duty as a natural energy booster and a base for rehydrating dried fruits. During emergencies when fresh produce isn't available, this becomes liquid nutrition. Pro tip for storage. Keep these bottles away from direct sunlight and store them on their sides. This prevents sediment from settling and keeps the juice fresher longer. I rotate mine every 6 months, using the oldest for regular consumption. Here's something most people don't know. During the 2020 shortages, vitamin C sources like apple juice were some of the first items to disappear. Don't wait until everyone else catches on. Item 7. Simply Nature Coconut Oil. Moving on to item 7, which is honestly one of my personal favorites. Simply Nature Coconut Oil. This isn't just cooking oil. It's basically a survival multi-tool that costs under $4 at Aldi. Check this out. Cooking oil prices have jumped 32% in late 2024, but Aldi's coconut oil prices have stayed stable. Plus, this stuff has a shelf life of up to 5 years when stored properly. That's longer than most canned goods. But here's what makes coconut oil a prepper's best friend. It's not just for cooking. You can use it as a natural antibacterial ointment, a fire starter, and even emergency lighting by soaking cotton balls in it. My sister used it during a week-long power outage, and it literally became their Swiss Army knife. Here's a storage hack that blew my mind. Coconut oil naturally solidifies at room temperature, making it less likely to spill or leak in your storage area. Keep it in a cool, dark place, and it'll stay perfect for years. The real secret? Refined coconut oil lasts longer than unrefined for emergency storage, and Aldi's version is already refined. During my research, I found that other stores charge $8 to $12 for the same quality. Quick reality check. During supply chain disruptions, cooking oils disappear fast because people don't think to stock up on them until it's too late. Be smarter than the crowd. Item 8. Livewell Instant Oatmeal. Now we're getting to item 8, which might be the most underrated emergency food at Aldi, Livewell Instant Oatmeal. And trust me, this isn't your grandma's boring breakfast. Here's something that'll wake you up. Oat prices are predicted to climb 18% by spring 2025 due to processing facility upgrades and transportation costs. But Aldi's instant oatmeal, still just $2.49 for a box that provides 8 hearty servings. But here's the real game changer about oatmeal that most people don't know. It can be prepared with just hot water, making it perfect for power outage situations. Plus, one serving provides sustained energy for hours, unlike sugary emergency snacks that leave you crashing. Here's a nutrition secret I learned from a food scientist. Oatmeal contains beta-glucan, a fiber that actually helps your body process stress better. During emergencies when anxiety runs high, this becomes more than just food. It's functional nutrition. Storage tip that changed my prep game: transfer the packets to airtight containers with the dates marked clearly. The cardboard boxes attract moisture and pests, but the oatmeal itself lasts for years when stored properly. And here's something wild. You can use instant oatmeal as a base for both sweet and savory meals. Add beans for protein, mix with peanut butter for calories, or use it to thicken soups. Versatility matters when options are limited. Item 9, Earth-Grown Veggie Burgers. Let's talk about Item 9, which is honestly surprising even me with how good it's gotten. Earth-Grown Veggie Burgers. Before you think fake food, hear me out because this could save you serious money. Recent meat industry reports show ground beef prices climbing toward $8 per pound in many areas, while these veggie burgers cost just $3.49 for 4 patties at Aldi. That's about 87 cents per serving for comparable protein. But here's what's really interesting. These burgers freeze for up to 8 months and can be cooked from frozen in just 6 minutes. During power outages, you can cook them on a camp stove or even a grill outside. Try doing that with real ground beef after it's been thawed. Here's a taste test revelation. I served these to my brother-in-law, who's the ultimate meat and potatoes guy. He ate 2 before asking what brand of beef they were. The texture and flavor have improved dramatically in the past year. Storage, strategy that works. Buy 6 to 8 boxes and keep them frozen. Unlike real meat, there's no risk of freezer burn or contamination. Date them clearly and rotate through your supply every few months. The real trend here? Emergency preparedness experts are moving away from traditional meat storage because of spoilage risks. These plant-based options eliminate that worry completely. Item 10. Simply Nature Organic Pasta Sauce. You know what's wild? One of the most underrated survival foods at Aldi right now isn't beans, or rice, or even peanut butter. It's a jar of pasta sauce. Yeah, you heard that right. Simply Nature Organic Pasta Sauce. And before you roll your eyes, let me explain why this little glass jar might literally save your sanity in an emergency. First, behind the curtain, there's a supply issue most people don't even realize. The facilities that process tomatoes into sauce have been quietly cutting capacity. Some of it's because of weather hitting crops, some of it's labor, and a lot of it is just bottlenecks that never fully recovered after 2020. That means every jar on the shelf today is kind of like gold, because we don't know how many will be there next week. Now, here's where Aldi flexes hard. You can pick up this sauce for about $1.19 a jar. Compare that to almost $3 at the big-name grocery down the street. You're literally paying less than half for something that tastes just as good, sometimes better. And in an emergency, that price gap means you can double or triple what you store without burning through your budget. Think about it. 10 jars at Aldi cost what, $12? 10 jars somewhere else? Almost 30. That's a big deal when you're stocking up. But here's the shocker. It's not just pasta sauce. This jar is versatile. You can dump it into plain rice, and suddenly you've got flavor. Stir it into broth, and you've got a hearty soup. Use it as a cooking base with beans, lentils, or even scrambled eggs, and it feels like a real meal. And listen to this chef's trick. Always buy the low-sodium version. Why? Because salt is one thing you can always add later, but you can't take it out. That means you keep control, and in survival mode, that control matters. And don't underestimate the comfort factor. Back in 2020, pasta sauce was one of the fastest-selling comfort foods in the country. People grabbed it not just for calories, but for what it felt like. A hot plate of something familiar when the world outside felt upside down. That emotional comfort is priceless. It keeps morale high when stress is eating at you. Now, storage tip. These jars are tough, but they're picky. They want a cool, steady place. Don't toss them by a window or in a garage where temperatures swing, because glass can crack and spoil. Tuck them in the darkest, most boring corner of your pantry, and they'll sit quietly for months, waiting for you to need them. And here's the kicker. Experts are still raving about Aldi's sauce. Food blogs and taste tests in 2025 say this: Simply Nature line holds its own against brands 2 or 3 times the price. It's organic, it's balanced with basil, and it tastes like something simmered on Grandma's stove. So, not only are you prepping smart, you're eating well. Now picture this with me. It's late at night, the lights are out, maybe a storm's knocked out power. Your fridge is useless, everyone's panicking. But you crack open a jar of this, heat it over a camp stove, or even just pour it over rice or pasta. Suddenly there's that rich tomato aroma, that cozy warmth, that reminder of normal life. Everyone else is scrambling, and you're sitting there with comfort in a bowl. That's why Simply Nature organic pasta sauce isn't just a pantry filler. It's one of those quiet heroes you'll be thankful for later. Stock up now while it's cheap, while it's on the shelves, and before the next wave of shoppers clears them out. Because once it's gone, you'll feel that sting of regret, and your future self will be wishing you listened today. Item 11. Simply Nature. Almond milk. Here's something most people walk right past at Aldi without even realizing how powerful it is for emergency prepping. Simply Nature almond milk. I know, it doesn't sound glamorous at first, but let me paint the picture. Right now, the average gallon of regular milk in the US is hovering around $4 to $5, and that's if you're lucky. In some cities, like Los Angeles and Chicago, prices spike even higher depending on supply chain hiccups. Meanwhile, Aldi is quietly selling cartons of almond milk for just $1.89. That's less than half the price, and here's the kicker. It doesn't need refrigeration until you crack it open. Think about that. A storm knocks out your power for 3 days and your fresh milk? Spoiled. But this little carton, sitting pretty on your shelf, totally fine. And it's not just about price, it's about time and survival. A jug of dairy milk? You've got maybe 5 to 7 days before it goes sour. Almond milk in these cartons? Try 6 to 12 months. That's a whole year of peace of mind sitting in your pantry, waiting for you when everything else in the fridge has turned. And because the cartons are rectangular, they actually stack neatly. No more wrestling with giant round jugs that take up your entire shelf. Preppers love it because you can line them up like bricks. Solid, simple, efficient storage. But here's where it gets personal. A shocking 36% of Americans are lactose intolerant, and globally, it's about 65%. And guess what? Stress makes it worse. Imagine sitting through a power outage, already anxious, then drinking a glass of regular milk that wrecks your stomach. That's a nightmare. Almond milk sidesteps all of that. It's easy on digestion, and it still works in your coffee, your oatmeal, your baking recipes. During emergencies, comfort foods matter as much as calories. Having your morning coffee taste normal? That's sanity-saving. And don't just take my word for it. Reddit prepping threads are full of people swearing by shelf-stable plant milks. One user even said, "When Hurricane Ida hit, almond milk was the only thing that kept my coffee routine alive when we had no power for a week." That tiny detail, your morning cup, can mean the difference between starting the day with hope or starting it with stress. Yes, dairy has more protein, sure, but in survival mode, it's not about winning a nutrition contest. It's about what lasts, what stores, and what won't betray you when you need it most. That's why Simply Nature almond milk at Aldi is such a shocking steal. It's cheap, it's reliable, and honestly, it might be the smartest $1.89 you'll ever spend. Item 12. Clancy's Mixed Nuts. Okay, friends. So here's item 12, and trust me, this one's a game changer. Clancy's Mixed Nuts. Now, hear me out. These little glass jars might look humble, but they're like liquid gold when it comes to emergency food prep. Calories per ounce? Off the charts. We're talking dense, brain-fueling energy that fits into the palm of your hand. It's like carrying a tiny power bank for your body. And here's the kicker. Thanks to California's brutal drought hitting nut growers hard, prices everywhere else have shot through the roof. But not at Aldi. They quietly keep Clancy's Mixed Nuts at just $3,079. That's right, under $4. Meanwhile, elsewhere you're looking at $7 to $9 for the same jar. That's a steal you don't see every day. Why are these nuts so perfect for emergencies? First off, they last a while, 6 to 8 months, if you store them right. Think cool, dark place. No sneaky heat or sunlight sneaking in to mess with your stash. Plus, inside that jar is everything. Protein, healthy fats, fiber, and vital minerals, all in one compact package. It's literally complete nutrition in your pantry. Here's a little behind-the-scenes nugget. During the last crisis, remember that chaotic week when power went out and supply chains went haywire? Turns out, Restaurant owners were hoarding Clancy's jars like they were secret emergency rations. One manager whispered, seriously, whispered in the produce aisle, "We keep these in the back. Nobody knows. They help us through those blackout nights." Now, that's insider info you don't get unless you're listening closely at Aldi around closing time. So picture this. The lights go out, the streets are quiet, and you open your pantry. There sits that snack jar, not just a snack, but a survival tool. It's crunchy, comforting, and rich enough to fuel you when everything else feels out of reach. And the relief you feel? That moment is everything. Honestly, don't sleep on this one. Clancy's mixed nuts is the kind of smart, unexpected buy that builds peace of mind at a price that practically laughs in the face of inflation. All right, folks, let's wrap this up with some final game-changing tips that could save you serious money and stress. First, remember the Aldi Golden Rule. Shop early in the week. Tuesday through Thursday, restocks mean better selection and fresher dates on perishables. Weekend shopping means picked over shelves. Here's the rotation system I use. Buy 2 of everything on this list. 1 goes into your regular pantry rotation, 1 goes into emergency storage. When you use the pantry item, move the emergency item to your regular rotation and buy a new backup. This keeps everything fresh while building your stockpile gradually. Storage temperature matters more than most people think. Keep your emergency supplies between 50–70 degrees if possible. Basements work great, but avoid areas near water heaters or furnaces. And here's a money-saving hack that most people overlook. Aldi's return policy is amazing. If you buy something for emergency storage and later decide you don't like it, you can return it. No questions asked. This removes the risk from trying new products. Quick reality check. Building an emergency food supply isn't about paranoia. It's about being smart. Food prices are climbing, supply chains are unstable, and having a buffer gives you peace of mind and financial flexibility. Remember, the best time to build your emergency supply is when you don't need it. Don't wait until shortages hit the news. If this video helped you prepare for whatever's coming, smash that like button and subscribe. Drop a comment telling me which Aldi item you're grabbing first. I personally started with the rice and peanut butter combo. Next week, I'm revealing the 7 Aldi products you should never stockpile and why they could actually hurt your emergency prep. Trust me, number 3 will shock you. Stay prepared, stay smart, and I'll see you in the next one.